So I've been studying the I Ching emotional types for several years, and I want to talk about its utilization in character creation. I'll be talking about games and movies, but broadly speaking, this applies to everything in our everyday life and how we project ourselves. Each hexagram of the I Ching characterizes an archetype of situations and emotional expressions. Our facial features are nothing more than the expression of our mental processes. Here is a full map of all the human range of emotional expressions. These are the I Ching emotional types. Essentially, the I Ching is a palette which can be used to create characters. For video games, you can make a character creation system that utilizes all 64 of the different emotional types. In this way, you'd be able to select any of the human emotions, as well as then adding on the different sliders to adjust color, composition, and complexion. You could take this further by assigning different attributes to each emotional type that affects the gameplay, because each emotional type characterizes a different situation, a different mental process. This would give your game a complete character creation system. The reason why we play games is because we want to experience different archetypal roles. This would allow your game to fulfill every archetype. On that same track are TV and movies, which we watch in order to experience archetypes. We watch movies because we want to see different archetypes in different situations. So when you're casting your actors, this I Ching palette should be used to help construct the narrative and the plot. All these emotional types interact with each other. Some are going to be more abrasive and some will be more copacetic. Your characters should be cast based on their emotional types and how they are going to fulfill that role within the narrative of the show, as well as how they're ultimately going to interact with the characters around them. For the most part, this is done unconsciously, but when it fails, the movie or the show flops, regardless of the budget or the writing of the show. Similarly, if the writing and the budget are really bad, the story will still have memorable characters and build a cult following if you properly utilize the emotional types. Because this is a logic system, it characterizes every single situation of human emotions. Every human face and even the faces we personify fit into these emotional types. Often we will change from one emotional type to the other based on a situation, but usually we have one that is core to who we are in the current moment. This can change over the course of a lifetime and how you interact with different situations. Furthermore, understanding that every character is an archetype, when you're creating your characters, you can study what the I Ching says about that hexagram. And this would give you insight into the kind of character that you're creating with the kind of face that you're using. Since again, the face is a projection of mental processes. The eyebrows denote our thoughts, the eyes denote our desires, and the mouth denotes our feelings. Taking advantage of this system will allow you to create the most immersive and believable